Hi, good morning.
Good morning. How do you look so stunning in all of this?
Well, I did the makeup today. My name is Treacy. I am a mama of three, and I've been in the fitness world for more than 25 years. Just lets you know how old I am. And, especially during this time, it's so important that we keep our bodies moving. My fitness journey, started when I was much younger, and it has evolved into a place where moving the body is sanity and health and freedom. And when we're confined to home, what we'll do today is like a little way for you to be able to move your body, yes, to feel strong. But the biggest thing is to be able to feel stable in the body. So one of the things that I specialize in is, helping reduce the patterns that we get in our bodies because of stress, because of sitting at a desk all day. And the moment that we are activated and we're in stress, the whole front body closes down. And it's like the whole back chain of the body shuts off. And so what we're going to do today is kind of wake up the back body, using the breath, all that jazz.
My first question is, you're currently at home with your
Yes.
husband and your beautiful three children. How are you occupying your time and staying sane in the time of social distancing? Do you have a routine? Do you think that helps? We want to know.
I think routine and structure is essential for all of us. The first sort of couple of weeks was, just trying to figure out how we were going to manage this thing. So I think I spent a good 2 weeks of like no schedule and just trying to find all the things that I felt like we needed. And then once that adrenaline and that cortisol sort of plateaued, and then you're in this space of, okay, I'm just home all day. It breeds a lot of anxiety and a lot of depression, and not just for me, but also for my children. So, I don't love homeschooling, but it at least gave us some semblance of an agenda every day,
Right.
and just trying to make it fun too. Like we've turned baking every day into chemistry, and math. And I think structure is important for all of us.
What are you doing for yourself to stay as grounded and connected and stress-free during this period of time?
I mean, I think it's about knowing what you need. I know that I need movement every day. That is my sanity. Trying to have a meditation practice right now has been a big challenge for me. And so I give myself permission to allow my movement practice to be like a moving meditation. Because sitting still and trying to be quiet, A, it's hard with 3 kids, a husband, and 2 dogs. But B, the moment that we sit, I think now for a lot of people, and I think this is what my son felt, right? Was like the moment we're not scheduled and running all over, and then you try and sit still, that's when the reality of what we're dealing with really comes to a head. And all the fear and all the anxiety, and it becomes really, really uncomfortable. I put on one of my favorite songs by The Killers, and I just had a temper tantrum, and I yelled and I jumped and I moved my body for the whole, like something like that. And then I can sit. Then I can sit and try and meditate. But like my body has too much stuff in it. And until I allow it to release, it's tough to sit right now.
So we all have a lot of angst, agita, anxiety, whatever we want to call it right now. How do you suggest for those who can't just drop in to a meditation and who maybe aren't as comfortable with themselves as to just like throw a temper tantrum? How do you suggest we get the angst out with movement?
I mean, you can take like the most basic movements, and we'll do some of those things today. And it's just kind of putting it on repeat and then using the breath. One of the first things to go the moment that we're stressed or anxious or whatever is the breath. Just focus on the breath. So that way the mind kind of goes over here and you're connected to your body, you're connected to your breath, and using that exhale. I envision every time I'm exhaling, I'm releasing something, like something else is going, stress and frustration and that cancellation and like that hope and that plan and all of it every time you breathe out.
When we spoke the other day, we talked about fight, flight, or freeze, which I actually have a funny story for you about. Can you get into that for a minute?
The moment that we feel threatened and this, virus is making us all feel threatened, there is a physiological response, and it's fight, flight, or freeze. So fight is like the people at Whole Foods, grabbing for the food. Right. It's survival. I'm fighting for my survival. the flight is like, I had shared that I knew someone who was just like, this isn't happening, everything's fine, and that was kind of like, I'm just like flying away. I'm just pretending like this thing isn't
Right.
actually here. And then there are the people who get paralyzed by this and can't leave the house and can't do anything, and they're all just like basic biological responses to threat. And I think it's just really important that you know what you do, because chances are you kind of do the same thing, when you're
Mm-hmm.
threatened in any way. And I think it's important that people know what they do so that way they know better how to take care of themselves or how to motivate themselves.
So, what are a couple pointers that you think we all need more of to navigate us through this time?
We need more breath, really like actually focusing on breathing well. And I think this, like we can't get connection, human connection in person right now. And while this is, obviously not touch, but it's like
Right.
it feels like it's connection. And I feel like some of those mirror neurons in the brain can turn on when we're just talking with one another and we're moving together and we're breathing together or whatever it is. But the thing that we need the most is connection outside of our current unit.
So, you ready to move a little?
I'm ready to move. All I'm using today is a chair. So if you have a chair, you'll grab a chair. So we're just going to warm up with a few squats. And so you'll sit in your chair just so that way you can feel where you're at. And I want you to tap your bum on the chair every time you squat down. So you'll inhale
Okay.
here, feel the weight in both heels, exhale and stand. So inhale, sit, exhale, stand. You just want to feel like your weight is in your heels. Try and keep the torso as upright as possible. You'll feel a lot more abs. So the other thing to go, which makes total sense, is the moment the nervous system is sort of as activated and we're kind of offline, the
Mm-hmm.
balance and the stability in the body also goes offline. So one of the best things to work with is asymmetrical movement. So we just leg up. So we're going to do a single leg squat here. So I'll show you. It's you inhale here,
Please.
exhale, stand, find your balance. Like I'm inflating the space behind my heart as I inhale. And then just
Love
two
that.
more here. And then it's over to the other side. And then try it without the right leg on the ground. And one side is always easier than the other. I want you to feel the muscles between the shoulder blades working. For many of us, it ends up being the muscles of like the neck that like to take over, sitting on the edge of your chair. And you're going to take your hands to the sides of the chair and then just scoot your bum forward, walk the feet forward a little bit, and then push the hands down so you create a ton of space between the ears and the shoulders. And then inhale, bend the elbows, exhale, and push up. Last one. And then have a seat. You can shake off the arms. Okay, and then the next one is really to wake up the backs of the legs. So you'll come to lying down on your back and you'll put your heels on the chair. With your heels on the chair, you'll flex your feet and just try and set up so that the legs are at like a 90-degree angle. So the knees are directly over the hips. The ankles are in line with the knees. The feet are separated about hip distance. And then I want you to imagine as you push the heels down that you're peeling bone by bone up off the mat. And so I'm trying to keep like a scoop. My low belly, the back of the heart tries to stay anchored to the mat, and my tailbone curls up to the
Ouch.
sky. Yep, and then you'll inhale and lower down, and then exhale and lift up. And you just float a leg up. So it's a single leg, and then you're just loading that one leg. And then you'll replace that heel down, lift the other if you were doing the single leg, and we have 6 here. Give a little rock and roll side to side. And then you'll come on up. You'll place your hands on the side of the chair, and then step your legs back so you're in a plank pose. So from here, push the chair away. So you're trying to inflate between the shoulder blades. You should feel that like the top 2 of your six-pack abdominal muscles drawing the front ribs in. And then you're just going to march the legs. So we'll march the legs for 6. Then lower, press, lower, press. Again. have a seat, and you are done. A full body workout. You know,
Wow.
you could repeat the thing 3 times if you like.
Yes. Let me ask you a question. If someone wanted to work out with you
Mm-hmm.
during this time, how can they do that and where can they find you?
They can find me on Instagram at the KT Method and just message me, DM me. And I'm still working with clients via Zoom. So I'm doing it all the time. So if you go to the class website, there's like the first pop-up right now is subscribe to the 2-week free trial with the live stream. And I teach Monday through Friday, 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time.
Thank you so, so, so much.
Thank you. Thank
I'm
you for having
super
me.
grateful. Thank you. I'm going to go continue my workout and enjoy your day with your 3 beautiful kids, 2 dogs, and amazing puppy.
Thank you so much.
I'll talk to you soon, sweetheart. Bye.